I'll share my screen. Okay. So guys, can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So guys, today we'll start with a new topic, that how to extend the standard app and how to activate it. Okay, so before extending, we'll check how to activate the standard app. Okay, so now in the today's session, we'll take an example of which app? We'll take an example of manage billing documents. Okay, it is one kind of the standard app that SAP is providing in a Fiori Launchpad. So what we will do, so if I want to get all the details of the standard app, so I'll open the SAP Fiori apps library. Okay, I'll search for SAP Fiori apps library. Okay, so this is the site where you can find all the apps which are the standard apps which are already provided by the SAP on the Fiori platform. Okay, so I'll open this link. Okay, so now once you are in the home page, you can see on the left hand side, so on which platform that you want to activate the app. Okay, that specific app. Now in the all apps, you will see all the apps from S4HANA. Business Suite. Business Suite is nothing but it's our ECC system. So we also have some SAP Fiori Lighthouse apps and the Fiori Cloud apps. Okay, so HANA is also differentiated in S4HANA and S4HANA Cloud. So that all apps we can find out under the section all apps. Okay, so now which app we want to activate in our system? So the app name is manage billing document. Okay, so it was very hard it was actually a very hard for me to find out the app which is not activated yet in our system, because all the in our system, the system which I'm using, so mostly all the apps are activated. So I tried it, so I got one app. Okay, so I'll search for the manage billing document. Okay, so now you can see after searching for the manage billing documents, I can see one option, a manage billing document. Okay, so once I click on this document, this app, so on the right hand side, that is in the detail section, on the top we have the header, and then this is the drop down, right? So this drop down means, so this app will work on only two systems, that is on SAP S4HANA system, or it can be on SAP S4HANA Cloud. Okay, so it will not work on your normal Business Suite or ECC system. Okay, so that just make sure that. Okay, so now what type of this app is belonging from the which streamline or which module? It's from the commerce, finance, or sales or service module. Okay, so application type, you can see it is a transactional, means you can perform the transactions. And what type of database the app is using? It's a HANA DB exclusive. Okay, and on what type of platform the app will run? It will run on the different devices like desktop and tablet. Okay, and make sure that, so this app ID is very important. Okay, so before you activate any standard app, so in this process the three peoples are involved. Okay, so one is your functional person, second is your basis person, basis means the technical support guy, or the third person is the Fiori consultant. Okay, so three peoples are involved in the activation of standard Fiori app. Okay, so how it works now, let's say from the client I'm having the requirement of manage billing document. Okay, so from the whatever the requirements it is been fulfilled for the client, so the functional guy will check, he will come and he will search for the manage billing document, in this section in the Fiori apps library. After that, in the product feature, so whatever the document or the what I can say, the description which is given, so he will go through all the product features. Okay, so once all the features are fulfilled, and after discussion with the client that this is only the right app that we want to activate. Okay, so then what the functional person will do, the functional person will give us the app ID. Okay, and what he will tell, so he will tell us to activate this app on the Fiori Launchpad. Okay, so for activating the app, so now once we get the app ID, so then our turn comes, means the Fiori consultant. So it comes to the Fiori consultant now, his part to activate this app on the Fiori Launchpad. Okay, so before he activate the app on the Fiori Launchpad, so let me go to the tab implementation information. Okay, so in the implementation information, so first I need to check on which system I have to activate this app. Okay, so which system I'm using currently. So as of now, the system which I'm using, it's S4 HANA 1809. Okay, it says SAP S4 HANA 1809 FPS 02. Okay, so this is the system which I'm using. So if you want to identify whether which system you're using, what you can do, so I'll open the SAP logon. Okay, you're able to see my SAP logon screen, right? Right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in information they have already added it's S4 HANA 1809, but still what I will do, I will first log in. I will log in with the credentials. Okay, so in system also, yesterday only we have seen in the systems also, the systems are the SAP landscape is generally differentiated in the two parts, that is the hub system, hub based system, and second is the embedded system. So in the hub what is the place, the gateway and the backend, the front end and the backend servers, the front end system and the backend system, both systems are differentiated. Okay, so that are different system. But in case of embedded, what is the case? In embedded, the front end and the backend system are available in the one place. Okay, are available in the only one system. So there is no problem to access the system from one place. But in case of hub structure, so we have to access the two different systems. One is the front end system and second one is the back end. Okay, so now what I will do, so if you want to check the system that you are using, your SAP system, so just click on the system and check the status. Okay, once you check, click on the status option. After that, in the product version, okay, so this product version is there, which is under the SAP system data tab. So on the right hand side, you can see one a search icon, okay, like details. Click on that. Once you click on that, you can see the two tabs. One is the installed software component version and the right hand side is the installed product version. So first we'll go through the installed product version. So in the installed product version, you can see I'm using which system I'm using, SAP Fiori for S4 HANA 1809. Okay, so that's why I'm using that's why what I will do, from the SAP Fiori apps library, I will select the system from on which system I want to activate this current app. So based on that only it will display all the components which are required. Okay, so I'll select this 1809. After that, so okay, before you activate the app, so next thing, it is a part of a basis thing. Okay, so what type of components we need it? We need the front end server. Why we need this important SAP nodes? So the basis guy will go through this all important SAP nodes and he will try to check whether we have the front end server and the back end server or not. Okay, he will check and he will verify. After that, in the installation section, he will check whether we have the front end components installed or not in our SAP system. If not, what he will do, he will check for this software component version. Okay, so once we have this software component version, so he will try to make sure that all the front end components and the back end components are installed on the SAP system. If these components are not available, then you cannot access or you cannot activate the standard Fiori app. Okay, so that is the one thing. So in order to activate, so it's part of a base system to install all the front end and the back end components. Okay, now let's say for this app, I want to make sure whether this component is available or not. Okay, so what I will do, I'll copy this component. So this much is also fine. Okay, so now I will go back to SAP GUI screen. So I will not, so we will check the components from the tab installed software component version. Okay, in that I'll search whether that component is available or not. Okay, so after I put in the search field, so I'll check whether this is available or not. I can see the I'm able to get one, right? So this is the component which is already installed in our system. Okay, so now I will also check for the backend component. So the front end component is available and it has been installed in the SAP system. So now I have to check for the backend component. So I'll check for the software component version, this one. Okay, I'll copy and I'll check in the software component version itself. Okay, I think the backend component is not there. Okay, let me check once. Just give me a minute, guys. It should. Okay, see, so it's available. Okay, because of the value we filtered, it was not able to identify the second time. So now S4 core. So this backend component is already available here. Okay, so now. Okay, so as a part of basis, so what basis guy has done? So he has already installed. So he installed the front end and the back end components because we need these components. So then only we can activate the standard app. Okay, so is this clear to all of you till now? Any questions so far?
Can you go up, please?
Okay.
So when you go into that, this 1809,
Okay.
so there are many things, 1809, 801, and without 1809, XPH01 and XPH02. So how you come to the XPH02 only you take?
Okay, so now whenever I'm using the SAP S4HANA 1809, so by default it comes to the latest version only. So okay. As of now, whichever the server I'm using, it is an upgraded version of 1809.
Okay. So the patch is updated.
Yes. Okay, but now this app is compatible with all these systems. Okay, so it will be available for SAP S4HANA 2020 also. But as we are using the old system, so now it's 1809. It's a little far old now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay, so any questions apart from this? Okay, so no questions. Okay, that's good. So we'll move to the next part, the configuration. Okay, so now from the configuration, so it is a part of the Fiori consultant. Okay, so what Fiori consultant will do, he will check the SAP UI5 application name. Okay, so this is the technical name of our application. Okay, so now he will also check for the OData services, and he will also check for the SAP Fiori Launchpad configuration like target mapping, semantic object, business catalog, business groups, business roles. Okay, so this all information we need it in order to activate the standard app on Fiori Launchpad. So first we'll check for the UI5 application. Okay, so now what I have to do? So first what we will do, we will copy the SAP UI5 application. So I'll copy that application from this technical configuration. So this is your SAP UI5 application. So I'll copy this application now. Okay. So I'll go back to the SAP screen. Here I will check in which transaction code I have to go if I want to activate the app or if I want to activate the OData service. Okay. So for that, I have to go to the SICF node. Okay, so this is the node. This is the T code where in the service name I will pass the application name. Okay, so this is our application name and I'll execute. Okay, so once I execute, I can see already this app is activated. Okay, so we don't need to activate it now. Okay, so now next thing, what we need to do. So I think the app is already activated, so we don't have to do anything now. But in case it was not activated, so what we need to do? We need to, I'll show you once again. Okay, so now in the service name, you just paste your application technical name. After that, execute. If now let's say if it is not activated, so you have to right click on this one. Okay, always your application, your BSP app name will comes under the path SAP BC, and then you have the UI5 underscore UI5, then SAP, and then your app name. Okay, so if it is if it was not activated, so you have to activate the service. Okay, once you activate, so then only your application will run. Okay, so this is the first step. Next, what we need to check? Next, we need to check whether this OData services are added in the maintenance where in the service registration T code or not. We need to check whether these services are added or not. Okay, so in order to check whether these services are available or not, I'll copy the service name, and where I have to go in order to activate the service, IWFND main service. Okay, so this is the place where I have to go and I have to check whether the service is activated or not. Okay, so I'll click on the find and I'll check whether the service is there or not. So I think the service is not available. So what I will do, I will click on the add service. Okay, so I'll select the system alias as a local. Okay, then I'll add the service name here, and now I'll directly hit enter. So once I hit enter, so this is our service. So I'll select and I'll add the selected service. Okay, so as of now I'll select the local object and I'll save. Okay, so once it is done, so now this service is successfully added, and you can see its metadata was loaded successfully. Okay, so I will go back. Okay, again now I'll check whether the service is added or not. Okay, so now I think there's some issue. Okay, now you can see the service that we have recently added, it's available under the service page. Okay, under the service catalog. Okay, so now this service is available. Now what we need to do next, we need to activate the second service also, this one. So I'll copy this service. Before activating, I'll check whether this service is available or not. So in order to check, I'll again click on the find icon. I'll search. Okay, so it's not there. So what I will do, I need to add the service, right? This one. So I'll again click on the add. Instead of that, I'll remove and I'll add this one. Okay, and now I'll hit enter. So I'll add this, I'll select the service and I'll click on the add selected service. Okay, I'll select the local object and click on save. Okay, so once it is done, so our OData part is also done. Okay, so now both of these services are available in the service catalog. Okay, so these two services are available under the service catalog. So next thing what we need to do, now we need this business catalogs. Okay, so we need this business catalog and business groups. So we will not assign this business role to any user. What will happen now? Let's say under this business role we have 10 apps, and I don't want the 10 apps to visible to the particular user, right? So what I will do, I'll create my own catalog and group, but I'll create a reference. I'll create a reference of that app, and I will assign that reference to the catalogs which I have recently created. Okay, so the catalog which I will create now, so I'll just create a reference from the existing catalogs, and I'll assign the reference to the new catalogs which I will create. But I will not use the business roles, because if I use this business role, so again each and every app would be visible for every user, right? So I'll make sure that that should not happen. So now next thing what we need to do, okay, so next thing I'll copy the business catalog here. I'll copy this business catalog. Now I need to open the Fury Launchpad Designer, right? So in Designer, so Designer, it is a place where you will find all the catalogs. Okay, so that will definitely come under the system that you install, the component you install. Okay, so now what I have to do, I have to open the Fury Launchpad Designer. In order to open the Fury Launchpad Designer, type //UI2 FLPD _ CUST. Okay, so once I type, so this will load our app, the Fury Launchpad Designer. Let's wait. Okay, so now whatever the catalog I have copied, so I'll paste it here and I'll hit on enter under the catalog section. Okay, so once I do, so I can see, so this is the catalog which I need. So under that, which application that I want to create, I want to activate manage billing document. Okay, so this is the app that we want to activate. Okay, so what I have to do, so first, before I create a reference, so I have to create my own custom groups and catalogs, right? So in order to create, so we will follow the same process. So we will not register these catalogs and groups under the TR. So as of now, I just want to show you. So we will not register those catalogs and groups under the TR. So what I will do, I'll create a new catalog now. So I'll write. So I'll give the catalog name as standard. You can give any name, or I'll write manage billing document catalog. Okay, so this is the name which I'll give to this catalog name, and after that to the ID I'll write ZMAG _ bill _ catalog. Okay, so this is the ID I'm giving to this catalog. So I'll create one notepad. Okay, so whatever the catalog I'm creating, I'll make sure that all the information I'm having. Okay, so I'll click on save. Okay, so now I've created the catalog. So next thing what we need to do, so I'll create a group also, a separate group. Okay, so now catalog is created, so I'll create a separate group. Why I'm creating a separate catalog and group? Because I don't want that. So now let's say I'll go back. Okay, so this is our catalog, right? This was our catalog. So when I search for it, so this is the catalog. So under this catalog, how many applications are there as of now? We can see there are 6 applications. And so for whichever the user I will try to make the tile available. So what will happen? I don't want that REST catalogs, REST apps to be available. And in future also, what SAP will do, if they provide some update, so they will definitely try to add a new apps under this catalog section, right? So we don't want that all those apps to get visible to the user who is not authorized to see all those apps, right? So that's why I'm creating a separate catalog in groups. So that what I will do, I will create a separate role and I can directly assign that role to that user. Got it? So I'll click on the plus icon. So I'll create a separate group. So I'll write manage billing document group. Okay, so this is the group name I'll give, and I'll write mag _ okay, so this is the group ID. I'll copy, I'll click on save. So this is our group. Okay, so now I've created a group and catalog also. So now I'll go back to the catalog section. So I'll copy the business catalog name. Okay, so this is the business catalog name that I'll copy, and this second business catalog, it's for another apps. Okay, so make sure that to identify which app, for which app you want to activate, because each catalog can contain more than one app. Okay, so based on the app ID you can check which style you want to activate. So I'll go back now, sorry, I'll search again that catalog. Okay, so this is the catalog, and now what I have to do, I have to assign, I have to create a reference of this existing tile, and I have to assign it to the new catalog and group that we have recently created. Okay, so to create a reference, so you don't, what you need to do, you have to navigate, you have to select this section, the second one, tiles. Okay, and after that you need to check, so this is your tile, right, manage billing document. So click on that, and after that in the bottom you can see a create reference. Okay, so once you select this once you select the row or the app from this table, after that this create reference, this option would be enabled. Okay, so once you select this app, click on the create reference. Okay, so now once you click on this create reference, so I think it should open a pop-up. So now what we need to do, we need to search for the catalog that we have created right now. So what is the catalog name? So I'll copy the catalog ID, I'll paste here. Okay, so this is the catalog which I have recently created. So I will assign the reference of this tile to the created new catalog. Okay, so I'll click. So once I do, you can see a reference for tile has been assigned, right? Has been assigned or created to that catalog. So same I will do it for the target mapping. Okay, so which is your tile? Now I will go back and I'll check. So this was my tile. So semantic object was billing document and action is manage. So billing document and action is manage. Okay, so semantic object is billing document and action is manage. Okay, so this is your app. Okay, I'll select, and now I'll again click on the create reference. Okay, so I'll select the same. Okay, now okay, so this is the catalog, right, we have recently created. I'll select the same one. Okay, so now the reference has been created, the target reference for the target mapping has been created or assigned to that catalog. Okay, so now this part is done. Now what I have to do, I will go back to the group. Okay, so I'll go back to the group. Okay, so I'll click on this plus icon. Oh sorry, we need another group, right? So the group we have created, I think this is the group, right? What is the ID of our group? ZMAC Bill group. Okay, so this is our group. So I'll click on the plus icon, and now, so what I have to do here, what I have to do, I have to select this catalog, right? The catalog from which we have recently added. So now this catalog is already having this tile. So I'll check. So now this tile automatically will be assigned to the created new group. Okay, so now this part is done. Okay, so now we have assigned, so we don't need this group details, so that's fine, we can directly pick the app from the business catalog. Okay, and we also don't need the business role. So what I will do, so whichever the catalog and group I have recently created, so I will create a roles for those catalog and group, and I will assign that roles to the user which I'm using right now. Okay, so where we generally assign the roles in the PFCG. Okay, so we will create one new role here. So I'll write Z standard billing underscore doc role. Okay, so this role I'll create right now. So I'll copy the role name. Okay, so this is our role. Now what I will do, I'll click on single role. So because I want to create it, right? So manage document role. Okay, so now I'll select the menu tab. I'll click on yes, so it would be saved. Now I'll select insert node. Okay, from insert node, for which catalog we need to create a role. So the catalog we have recently created. So I'll select the option SAP Fury Tile Catalog. Okay, so I'll pass the catalog ID. This is your ID. Okay, so I'll click on check. Okay, so your catalog has been assigned. Next we need to do it for the group. Okay, so what is your group ID? So this is your group ID. I'll pass. I'll click on check. Okay, so now once you add the catalog, next thing what you need to do, you need to click on users. So I'll assign the user as a 46. So this is your user. Okay, so once this is done, I'll click on save. Okay, so now the roles has been created and it has been assigned to the user Syed 46. Okay, so now what I have to do, I have to open the Fury Launchpad and I have to check whether that tile has been added to our new catalog and group or not. Okay, right? So in order to open the FLP, so what T code I have to open? Which T code I have to enter? /in/UI2/FLP. Okay, so this is a T code to open the Fury Launchpad. So I'll copy, I'll open it in the Chrome. So I'll log in. Okay, so guys, let's wait for a few seconds. Maybe there are a lot of apps, so it will take some time. Okay, so whatever the steps we have followed, so any questions in that?
So as you said, the semantic objects are required, right? So the semantic objects we have not created this. That is also, if you semantic objects
So
also.
that semantic objects are already available because we have installed these components, right? So when you install these components, so automatically those semantic objects and all everything is available. So this is a semantic object and this is the action.
So no need to copy that. Right?
No, yeah, yes, no need to copy or create a semantic object, not required. Okay, so now which catalog or group I have created? So I think the group name is, I'm not sure what group name I have saved. I'll check in the group. Okay, so group name is Manage Billing Document Group. I'll copy this group name and I'll check whether it's available or not. Manage. Okay, so now yes, I can see it's under, it's in the bottom. So I'll select Manage Billing Document Group. Okay, so you can see, so this tile has been added to the catalog in the group that we have recently created, right? So this is your app. Now let's click on it and now let's check whether our app is working or not. In order to work, what we have done, we have already activated the services and we have already activated the OData service also. So then only this will work, otherwise it will not. Okay, so I think yes, it should open now. See, your app is working now fine, because though we have activated the OData services and the application, the BSP application also we have activated in SICF transaction. So now I'll check whether it's second page is also working or not. Yes, everything is working fine. Okay, so this is how you generally activate a standard app in SAP Fiori. Okay, so is this clear to all of you? Any questions in this?
Yeah,
How to
I have a
activate the
question.
standard app?
Yeah, I
Yes.
have a question. So suppose I want to give it to the user, right? So I will only do this app. How directly you can access this app means not going through all these things. Particularly we have gone through
Hello, 1 minute, 1 minute. I think there is a lot of background noise. 1 minute, guys. Guys, Pawan, can you please go on mute?
వాటర్ ఇంటేక్
Pawan,
4.5 to 6 దాకా ఉంటుందండి.
Pawan, can you please go on mute?
చెప్పండి.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, could you please explain it?
Yeah, so what I'm saying, suppose we have all done all the things, Theory Launchpad, we go on the Theory Launchpad to launch our app, right? But user don't
Okay.
have the other facilities. How we can directly can access this directly app by putting the link in the toolbar of the Chrome.
You mean to say means as of now we are accessing this app from the Fiori Launchpad, right?
Yes.
So without that, if you want to access that, only you're asking, right?
Yes. Because user don't have all the facilities like we have.
Right. No,
Now we can
what I can say, so this is the Fiori app, right? So it will only work on the Fiori Launchpad, right? So if you still want to give the access, so what you need to do? So for that, you need to deploy it on the SAP Cloud Platform, this app, and you can give the URL that which will be generated after deploying.
So can you show
Okay,
that?
so
Can you show how?
I'm not sure. I cannot show you right now because as of now we are using the Web ID Personal Edition, right?
I got you your limitation. I'm saying just a steps if you can.
Right. Okay, so what we will do? So I'll do one thing. Okay, so I'll import this app now. So we will try to extend this app. Okay, so let's see in the Web ID Personal Edition if it runs or not. Okay, so I'll copy the technical app name. So UI5 app name where we have. So this is your SAP UI5 application name. So I'll copy this app name. So now activation is done of this application, that is manage billing document. Now let's say we want to disable this search field or you want to do anything. Okay, so you want to add some customization. Let's say you want to hide the status column. So now I'll open the Web ID first. Okay, so now what I will do, so if you want to extend a standard app, so for extension just right click on workspace, or you can also click on the file and new. Okay, so in both cases it should work the same. So I'll right click on the workspace, I'll select the new. After that I'll select the extension project. Why I'm selecting the extension project? Because I want to extend the standard app. That's why for standard app there is a separate option, extension project. So I will select this extension project. Once you select, then on the right hand side we need to select that from where we have to import this app, right? So we need to import it from the SAP UI5 ABAP repository. So it is a place where this app is already available. So I'll select. So now I will also make sure that I select the proper system. Okay, so now it will take some time. Okay, so I'll whatever the application which I copied, the UI5 application name, so I'll paste it here. Okay, once I paste, you can see this is the app. I'll select, and now I'll click on OK. Okay, So now you can see the SAP system UFI version is 1.56 and the extension project SAP UFI version is, so as of now the web ID personal edition we only have this much of versions available. Okay, so you can select any version, or it's okay that if you don't select also. Just click on next and just finish. So make sure to check this open extension project in. It will open a separate extension pane. Okay, so this is the pane that which is opened, and now what it will do, it will load the app first. Okay, so this is your app, right? This is the app which is currently being hosted on the Fury Launchpad. Okay, so now how the extension is done of the standard app. Okay, so now previously we used to work on the custom application, right? So in custom application you can create everything from the scratch, but in case of the standard app you cannot do everything. Okay, it cannot be customized it cannot be customized overall. Only some part of code or control that can be customized. So in order to check whether what are the customizations or the extensions that I can do on this app, so on the right hand side you can see, there are the different controls, the views, fragments and the controllers which are available. Okay, so now let's say if you want to do a customization on the view level, so you will only make the changes in the view part. Okay, so if you want to make changes in the fragments, so you will do the changes in the fragments, or if you want to do the changes in the code, so that you can do inside the controller. Okay, so now what we will do, we will try to hide this search field. Okay, so now let's say the client says I don't want this search field. Okay, just make it hidden, just hide it. So if you want to hide, so first I have to check I have to check from which page I can hide it. So you need to check for that control. Okay, so this is the one thing that we need to check always. It is the item page. I don't think so in item page it would be available. We'll check for the work list. So page variant. I think there is no option to hide the search field. Okay, so always make sure that whatever the client says, so you have to go through this the extensions which are available for that app. So if that is available, then only you can do the extension, otherwise not. I'm checking whether we have or not. I think this is the inside page, the second page, right? Once we go to the second page, we need to check. Can you guys see the search field anywhere? Think. Okay, I think that option is not available. You cannot hide the search field.
Like there is no option for press F1 and we can find to technical setting. What is the field name?
Sorry, what?
Like in SAP, we are able to find that search button, press F1 on
right,
that button.
Right. That you can do. Okay, let me close this. Okay, so this is the app which we have recently imported. So there is a web app. So you can see there is an annotation file for it and metadata.xml. So you cannot customize it. So that is one case. So making changes in the annotations, so it is very hard and it's very tricky. Okay. Okay, so what I will do again, I'll open the extension pane. Maybe instead of search field, we can check for any other. Okay, so after that, if you still want to open the extension pane, so select this app, click on the tools, and there is an extensibility pane. Select that one. Again, it will open your app. So maybe I think we can hide these fields, a billing document, billing type. Let's try to hide these fields. So this is the front, it is the currently a worklist page. So in the contained, it's a smart filter bar. Okay, so now I can see a filter billing document, and then we have billing type, then sold to party, then billing status, and then date. So let's say I'll click for this billing document. Now once you select, check in the extent. So only one option is there, that you can only hide this control. Okay, apart from that you cannot do anything. So I'll click hide control. Okay, so now it says the application change, the billing document control has been hidden. So once you click on this open extension code, so once you open the manifest.json, so there you can see this filter billing document. It only they have added the visible as a false. You don't have to do anything. Automatically the code will be updated in the manifest. So it will apply for the each and every field. Okay, so don't worry on that. Don't do any changes in the code. Okay, so now again I will click, and again I will try to open. Let's see now whether it's opened or not. So we have added the billing document, right? So I cannot see that billing document now, right? Because it has been hidden now. So if you try to check again in the work list, you can check under the content, under the smart filter bar, there is a control configuration. So you can see this one, right? So filter billing document, it has been hidden. So that's why you're not able to see that billing document. Okay, so now what I will do, so I have made these changes. Okay, so this is the current app. So in the current app, I can see there is already a billing document here, right? So this is the this is the app which is already present now. So now after extension, what you need to do after the extension, again you have to deploy this app, right? So again it would be a separate process, because the extension project, it's a different. When we add any changes in this existing project, so again we have to create a separate catalog and group, and that extension project only we need to assign. Because if we added some customization in the extension project and which is not available in the standard app, so what is the use, right? So rather, instead of making this app available to the user, what I will do, instead of adding this tile to the user, I will create a separate tile once again, and I will assign that updated or extended tile to the user, right? So how I need to do, so same things I have to follow. First I have to create a semantic object, I have to create a catalogs, I have to create groups, right? So all steps I need to follow. So now let's create the tiles, groups and catalog first. So this is the ext underscore copy. I'll click on save now. Okay, so what I will do next, okay, so next what I have to do, I have to create a group, right? So before creating the group, first I'll create a tile. So we need to create a tile now. So again, so after that I'll select app launcher static. So same steps I have to follow. So I'll add extended. Okay, so I will give an icon. It's a billing, maybe I can choose this one. Okay, so we need to create one semantic object also. So I'll make some change here. Okay. Okay, so now we have created the semantic object. So next thing what we need to do, we also need a package, right? The package is also required. Yesterday only we have seen that the package is also required in order to deploy. So I'll see, I'll check for the package if any package is already available. Okay, so I'll use this package. I'll use the same package. Okay, so now we have all the things. So I'll configure the tile now. Okay, so I'll click on the F4 search help. I'll copy the semantic object now. I think I have to go back because our designer was not refreshed, so that's why he was not able to get uh, the the latest that we have created, the semantic object. Oh, I think I have to reload the entire page. Okay. Okay. Now it should come. Okay. So I'm selecting now. So okay. So now the tile has been created. Next thing we will configure the target mapping. So I'll click on create target mapping. So generally what would be the action for this app? The action was generally the manage. So that's why I'm selecting the manage. Okay. Okay, so ID is nothing but our we just have to open the manifest.json file, and in that copy this ID. Okay, so this is the ID of our app. Okay, I'll paste it here. What about the URL? So where I can get the URL? So for URL you need to deploy it, right? Okay, what I will do now? Okay, so I think first I have to deploy it. Okay, so now, so as of now, so you have extended the standard app, so it always remember to select the option as a deploy new application, because this is again it would be a new application that would be deployed for the first time on the Fury Launchpad. Okay, so I'll copy. Okay, so it's a manage billing document. So package, I'll select the same one that we have recently created the package. We click on next. I will use the yesterday TR. So I'll click on finish. Okay, so once the deployment is done, then we can get the path from that path and app name, right? So it has been deployed. So where I can get the path? So I'll open SCAT transaction. It is the place where I can find out the package. So under the BSP app, BSP application. So this is the app we recently deployed it, right? The manage billing document. So I'll right click on this index.file and test. So we need this only path, right? We need a path. We need the path from SAP till ZEPPF. I'll copy. So now, okay, so I'll paste it here. Okay, so this is the path of our file. Now I'll click on save. Okay, so once it is done, now the tile has been created and the target mapping is also done for that tile. Okay, so I'll go back to the group. So I'll create a separate group here, because recently we have only created the catalog. I'll create a separate group. Okay, I'll click on save. Once our group is created, I'll click on plus, and now which app we want? We want the app from the catalog, ZEXT manage catalog. Okay, so this is the tile we have recently created. I'll click on that. Okay, so that tile has been added. So now what I have to do? So all the things are done, right? The application is deployed. We have assigned the group, so only the roles are remaining, right? So we need to create a role and we need to assign that role to the user which I am currently using. So for creating the role, same TFCG. Okay, sorry. Okay, so instead of standard, I'll change it and make it as a extended. Copy the role name. Okay, so I'll give the description as I'll click on menu. Okay, sorry. I'll select the transaction query catalog and I'll pass the catalog ID. Oh, what happened? What I've done? See, I don't want it. Okay, so I'll add it for group. Group. Okay, so for users, and now I'll click on save. Okay, so now the roles has been created. Now what I have to do? I have to just go back. So which changes I have to check in this app? We just need to check the changes that the billing document field. It should be hidden, right? It should be hidden. So in order to check that one, so I'll reload entire app. Okay, so once it is loaded, we'll check whether that whatever the changes or the whatever the features we have extended right now. So we'll check those changes in the Fury Launchpad. Let's wait for a minute. Okay, so now which group I have created? It should be a manage billing document extended kind of thing. What was the group name? Group name was manage billing group extended, right? So this is only the group name we have created. I cannot see that group name here. Yes, there it is. Manage billing group extended. Okay, so I'll click on that. Once I click, so that particular app should be open. Okay, so this is our app, manage billing document extended, right? So this is only the tile that we have recently configured in the catalog. So I'll click. Now what should happen here? See, you can check the billing document type. It's not available now. Because why? Because we have recently added the visible property. So we have made that app as a hidden, that particular field. Now let's say if I want to hide the billing type also. So now what I have to do? Again I have to go back. Okay. So again I have to select this and then tools, and then select extensibility pane. Okay, so billing type, billing document we have hidden, we have hide it. So next I will hide billing type. So contain under the filter, smart filter bar section. So billing document is hidden. So I will also hide the billing document type. So I'll select extend hide control. Okay, so that control. So again they have added the one more visible property as a false to billing document type. Okay, so now sorry, the billing document. So previously we have hidden the document billing document type, right? So now we are hiding only billing type. So again I will deploy this app. Okay, deploy on SAP. Now this time we have to select update an existing application, not a deploy new application. Okay, because that current extended application is already available on the Fiori Launchpad. I'll select this app and I'll click on next. I'll finish. Okay. Okay, so once your deployment is done, so again I will reload. So this time what should happen? This particular field, it should be hidden, right? So for that I will reload it once again. Okay, now you can see that billing type or that billing type field is not, now it is not available because we have added the property as a visible false with the help of extension pane, right? So this is how you generally do extension of a standard app. But make sure that if the properties or the feature are available, then only you can extend. Otherwise not. Okay. So now let's say if I want to let's check for the table what we can do. Okay. I'll check for the table now. So again I'll open the app in the pane. Okay, so let's see for the table under the worklist page. So maybe we can also customize the footer. In footer you can see where we have n number of buttons. That also you can do. See that buttons are available in the in the custom footer content button. So once you select click on this display button, only we can hide that control. Apart from that we cannot do anything. I think it applies for the same. So let's see for the table what we can do. Okay, so this is okay, header. I think for header you cannot extend. Okay, you can, there is only one thing that you can do. You can hide this details, a billing document 126. This you can hide, but you cannot change, because once I select I'm not able to extend it. Let's check for the columns. Sorry, how many columns we have? I think the columns are generated from the backend. Column list item. Okay. You cannot do anything in this. Let's say we'll click and we'll check for the next page. I think I'm not able to navigate. Okay, so guys, did you get how we generally extended the standard app and how we have activated the standard app from the SAP the Fiori apps library reference? Okay. Are you any questions in that you want to ask? No questions? Can you hear me, guys?
Avik, can you also extend OData service?
Yes, I think so. Let me check the option here. Maybe for extension of OData, we need to check in the. See, there is a separate panel extensibility, so you can check here. So component, PHP component. Okay. Okay, so you want to find out. Okay. So okay, let me open what all extensibility extension that we can do on for this app. Manage billing. I think you can add the fields to UI element using adaptation at runtime logic. I don't think so. We have option to extend the OData. But yes, but for some apps there is an option to extend the OData services. That is also there.
That how we can you give you overview how suppose it sub comes there's a possibility to extend. So how can we done that?
OData service generally what you can do. So now we have activated the OData service, right? In where we have activated that service in this one main underscore service. One second, guys. 1 second. Okay, so you want to, if you want to extend the OData services, first we need to make sure whether that services are activated or not. Once that service is activated, so whatever the codes are related to that service, you can find it in ABAP repository, right? In the ABAP definition, ABAP workspace. Okay, so let me check first. So I think what you can do, guys. Hello. Sorry,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
network connection was down.
Yeah.
So what I'm seeing is that now let's say if you want to extend the OData service, so first we need to identify that OData service name, right, for the standard app. So that we already know. Next thing what we need to do, we need to check whether all the DDIC structures of further entities are to be extended or not. If you want to extend, then what we need to do, we need to create one custom gateway project. Okay, and then we can redefine the standard OData service there itself. Okay, and after that, in that, now let's say if you want to add some more fields, so that you can easily add, as all you are ABAP developers, right? So that's how you generally do the extension, or generally extend the OData services. Okay, so maybe what I will do, I'll check. I'll open this transaction SAGW. So we'll create one new project. Okay, so I'll at least give you that how to identify. I'll give the project name. Okay, so this is the name I will give. Manage. Okay, and now I'll click on check. Okay, so now this is created. Next thing what we need to do, next thing I have to, okay, next thing I have to click on import, and then I have to select a DDIC structure. Okay, one second guys. Okay, let's do like this. Rather than creating a new project, maybe we can try to check whether that project is available or not. So which OData service we have recently, sorry, I'll create a new section now. Okay, I'll click on open now. What was the OData service? Okay. Okay, so I'll copy this OData service. I'll check the project for that. Okay, you can see this. So with the help of the service, I just removed SRV. After that, that particular project has been included in the SAGW, and then we can check for all the entity types which are having. Okay, so based on that you can do the changes, and you can just again you need to activate the code, and again the changes will be reflected there. This is fine, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so guys, any questions apart from this for the standard app and the extension, and also the app, the custom app that we have in previous session that we have recently deployed on the Fury Launchpad? Any questions on these topics? So we have covered all the topics. So only one extra topic that I want to teach you, that how to add the CSS. So anybody knows that CSS part? Okay, it's not been included in the course, but I want that you guys to learn the CSS also, because nowadays mostly the clients are preferring the custom application development. For some custom application based on their the development guidelines, for some application you cannot add the CSS, but for some application, if the client is requesting that you have to make the application more beautiful and enhancing, so in that case, so you can do definitely with the help of CSS. So anybody knows what is the CSS? Any idea that how to add the CSS to the existing application? Okay, so now what I will do, I will run this app. Okay, so we'll do some R&D now. Not R&D, I already know the CSS part, but we can do this. Okay, so now let's say, as of now you can see this button, right? A button or this text. Okay, so this text I'll make it as a bold, and I'll change the font font family of this button. Okay, so the CSS is nothing but it is just a cascading style sheet. So whenever you want to add the CSS, so make sure that you declare a class for that control, and after that, using that class, you have to override the standard class of this control, on which control that you want to apply the CSS. Okay, so now let's say on which control we have to add the CSS. I think it should be a label or text. So I'll check for that control. So that control is, okay, so this is the, okay, I'll open the view file. Okay, so this is the title. I think this is the title control. So if I want to add the CSS to this title control, so how to add that? Just give space, add the class. Okay, and inside the class, in double quotes, give the class name to this title. So I will generally add title CSS. Okay, so I'll give the name as it is, title CSS. Now I'll save. I'll reload the app once. So how to check whether the class has been applied or not to this CSS? So I'll right click on this, click on inspect. I'll add it in the bottom. Okay, so now I'll check, I'll select this option first, and then I will hover on the, on this control, title control. Okay, and now I click on that. So once you click on that, you should see this is the H2, right? So this is the title class that we have added, right? A title class. So this is our custom class. So on the right hand side, when you select this row, on right hand side you can see we have n number of properties like margin left, margin right, font size, text shadow. Okay, if you want to add, what is the color of the text, what is the font family, whether it is a bold or not, whether you want to apply any shadow or not, whether you want to change the position or not. So there are so many properties. Okay, so now let's say if I want to change the color of this text, so what you need to do, just click on this the black color, and after that any color if you want to select. Now let's say if I'm selecting this in the red. Okay, once I select in red, you can see automatically the color it changes, right? The color is automatically changed. And after that, now let's say if I want to change the font family, so I'll remove. So there are so many font families which are available. There is a auto. See, as soon as I move the cursor, as soon as I change, so automatically that font is keep getting changed, right, on the screen. So that is how you generally you can add the font family. Okay, so now let's say I'll add the UI monospace. Okay, so this is the font family I'm adding. So what all changes I've made? So I've made the changes in the color and font family. Next thing, I'll change the font weight as a bold. Okay, I'll write bold. So once I write bold, you can see the font is now bold. It is in the red color, and we have also changed the font family. Now if I want to copy all these properties, if I want to apply all these changes in the app, so what I have to do, I have to copy this entire. Okay, once you copy, just go back to the CSS file, expand the CSS folder. Inside that we have style.css. Okay, and under that just paste. Okay, so make sure that don't directly declare the standard class inside this the style.css. Otherwise, what will happen, for each and every title control, the same CSS will be applied. Okay, so we don't want that to make each and every control to apply to use the same CSS file. Okay, so which all properties we have changed? Only color, font family, and font weight, right? Rest we don't need it, because SAP will automatically pick at the runtime the rest properties. We don't need the rest properties. Now the class which we have created, so I will copy that class, and before that, whenever you use any class in the CSS, make sure to add one dot. Okay, add a period before the class. Okay, so now we have added the class. So this is the custom class for that control, title control. And if you want to apply any CSS, you have to override the standard class, SAP class. Okay. So so now I'll save, and now let's reload the app. Okay, see, once you reload the app, you're able to see the applied changes, right? So this is how you generally apply the CSS in SAP. Okay, so now let's do some changes in the button. Now let's change the shape of the button. Okay, so I'll do the inspect. So before doing that, I'll make sure that I'll add the custom class, CSS class. So where is the button? Okay, so this is the button. I'll add one more class to the button. I'll add button CSS. Okay, so this is the class which I'm adding. So I have saved the code. I'll reload. And this CSS will work same. Okay, it will work same on the Fiori Launchpad also. If you deploy the same app on the Fiori Launchpad, all the changes would be applied in the Launchpad also. But make sure that whenever you are applying any CSS to the controls, so add the custom class for that control. Okay, then only add the CSS. Otherwise, what will happen? Whatever the changes you have made for this class, SAP title class, okay, so that changes will be reflected all over wherever you are using the title control in the application. Okay, so in order to avoid such situation, please add the custom CSS class. Okay, so now let's do some changes in the button. So I'll select this button. Okay, so this is the button. So you can see on the right hand side we have span, MBT and inner. So this is the class, and inside that you can see there is a background color and the border color. So if I want to change, let's say I'm changing it, automatically the changes are getting applied on this button. Okay, so I'll also change the border. So now our button is in the plus. Okay, so our button is in different color now. Okay, so let's say for the text I want to make it as a black. Okay, once you make the black, so black color will be the font color changes to the black. And what about the text shadow? So I'll give the none. I don't need any text shadow to the text. Okay, so this is the classes, or this is the changes that I've done. So I will copy entire change. Okay, so this is the changes that we have done, but our class is on the top, right? It's on the top. Inside that we don't have this class, right? It is on the top. So if you want to access the classes from here, so we need to give some space after the class. Then only these things would be applied. So I'll copy the custom class. Okay, this time I will give space because I want to access the inner elements, right? If you want to access the inner elements which are under the button, so for that you need to give the space. Now I'll save, and now I'll reload. Okay, see, once you do this, so automatically that color and plus whatever the changes you have made inside those properties, so that will be reflected on the application when you run it. Okay, are you getting it, guys? Hello? Any questions in this? How to apply the CSS? I think you guys you're not aware of CSS, right? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yeah, CSS you are not aware of.
Right, right. That's only because nowadays there is a lot of exposure to the CSS thing. Because whenever you are creating a custom application, so the client will definitely expect that some styles need to be added to the app. It will, because it will always depend on the way you will receive the mockups or the screen mockups or the screen designs you will receive. Okay, but I've just shown you that how to add the CSS. For adding the CSS, make sure to override the standard class by custom class. Okay, every time whenever you add the CSS, make sure to add the custom class for it. If you are not using the custom class, so this title will override with all everywhere. Okay, wherever the title control is used in the application, so in each and every place this color will be reflected. So that's why for this specific control I'm adding the custom class, this one, the title CSS. Okay, and the same CSS you can use wherever. If now let's say in the next page, if I'm clicking and if I'm going to the next page, so in this page if you are using another title control, okay, but for this title control you want the different color, then you cannot use the same you cannot use the same class. Okay, you have to give the different class, and in that you need to change the color, then only that would be reflected. So these are just basic properties in the CSS. With the help of that you can change or you can customize or you can add the styles to the control. Okay, so we are done with today's session, guys. The standard app activation, extension, and the CSS, little bit CSS.
Avik, I have a question. Actually, when we have in the other session, you have said that some other PDF download or some Excel download you will tell you.
Right. You want to see how to download the Excel or the PDF, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure it will work here or not, but let me try. What I will do, I will show you about the PDF. Okay. So now let's say you want to download a PDF or you want to create a PDF, and once the user is clicking on some button, a PDF should be generated from the current application, right? But that for creating the PDF, you have to make sure to use the API's methods. Okay, you cannot use your own methods. So there is a API. So with the help of that API only you can use it. Okay, so now what I will do, I will search for the JSPDF. Okay, JSPDF.js download. Okay, so this is the file that you have to add it. I'll check whether we'll get this file or not. Anybody knows about this JSPDF? If nobody, I'll show you. Okay, so I've used this JSPDF API in one of my applications. So what was the requirement? That, so I'll remove everything. I'll remove this image. Okay, so there is a simulator, already a website of this JSPDF where you can use its own methods, JSPDF methods, and with the help of these methods, you can what I can say, the way you want the PDF to be generated, that you can easily do. Okay, so now you can see we have set font text. So this is the method which is supported for the JSPDF library or the API. So it is a method which is from the JSPDF library. Okay, so in that they have passed the font size as a 40. If I'm changing the font size, I'm changing as a 12. So automatically you can see the font size getting reduced, right, on the right hand side. So if I'm changing to 30 or 40, now this is the font size it will generate. Okay, and after that This is for adding the text. So there are so many text. Already a documentation is provided for that. So you can access this website. Okay, I'll copy and I'll ping it in the chat. You can use this API if you have the time. You can explore this API. Okay, so I have pinged that URL in the chat, JSPDF. So in the documentation, so documentation is already there. How to use that? How to call the methods? Okay, so once you click on the documentation, it will navigate you to the documentation page. So each and every method is explained there. Okay. So now let's say, now once this PDF is generated, so already whenever you generate any PDF, so download, the option would be directly there. Once you click on that, automatically it will download your PDF. So I'll save it on the desktop. Okay, so this is the PDF file. Once I click on this, so it should open the PDF in the new tab. Okay, so this is the PDF that we generally do. So with the help of UI5 also you can generate this PDF. But for that, what you need to do first we need to download the JSPDF. Okay, so we'll first download the JSPDF. Okay, so once you click on that, so click on the download. So this API will be a zip file will be downloaded. So what I will do, I will extract here. Okay, so from that we only need one JS file, .js file, the file with the extension .js. So we'll check, we'll try to identify where that file is present inside this zip file. Okay, I think this is the file. Because there are so many files which are present, so you need to identify. As I've already used this, so I can say only we need JSPDF.js file. Okay, let's try to use this one. Okay, let's try to include that file. So what I will do, I'll create a separate folder inside the web app. New folder. I'll create one utils folder. Okay, inside that I'll import that file. Where is that file? Okay, so I'll click on OK. Now this is the file that we wanted. Okay, so inside that already the everything is mentioned, so we just need to call this JSPDF. Okay, so now we have uploaded this JSPDF.js API or the JavaScript file inside the application. Next thing what we need to do, we need to add this file. We need to add the path of this file inside the manifest.json. Okay, so this is the manifest.json. So you can see one resources, right? So resources is the section inside the which is inside the manifest.json file. So I will click on the descriptor navigator. In that I will check for the files. Yeah, okay, the resources. So inside the resources there is a plus icon. I'll click. What type of resource? I'm using the JS resource. So that's why I'll select the JS, and after that I will pass the path. So same way in which already the CSS path is been defined. So it is inside which utils folder, right? So utils slash. So the name of the file must be similar to the file that you have included. What file we have downloaded? This is the file, right? JSPDF. Everything is in the small case. JS. Okay. So in this case, I have to define the I have to declare the extension also that is required, and then I'll press OK. Okay, once it is done, you can see the path has been added. So I'll click on save because the file is getting updated. Okay, so automatically this path is defined. Inside that you can see the URI utils JSPDF. Okay, so next what I have to do, if I want to call the JSPDF, so for that let me go to the doc. So, okay, so first we need to declare the JSPDF like this, where doc equal to new JSPDF. Okay, so I'll copy this line. So as of now, which controller? I think this is the controller. Yes, employee information. This is only employee information or employee list page. It's employee list page, I think so. Yes, this is the employee list page. Okay, so now what I will do, I will add one more button. Okay. Okay, so I'll add that inside the employee list page method. Okay, so I will copy that line of code and I'll paste. Okay, so now what I will do, I'll add only one. I will copy these lines. I'll paste it as it is. Okay, so but I'll make sure that I should give the semicolon. Okay, and then in order to export, what you need to do, so if you want to export the PDF file or if you want to generate a PDF file, so for that I have to open the documentation. So I'll open the documentation now. So I'll search for export or see. If you want to export, so there is a method save. Okay, if you check for the save, okay, so this is the save method. Okay, generally what it does, it generally takes the two options, a file name and second is the option. Okay, so file name you can pass, that should be fine. So I'll call this method on the doc. So doc, it is the instance for this JSPDF. So using the using the instance only you can call the method. So I'll call the save method. Inside that I'll pass the file name as employee info. Okay, only that's it. It should be fine because they have also mentioned in the same way. Okay, so what I will do, I'll click on save now. I will also save this file. I'll reload. Okay, so this is the button that we have added, right? Now let's click on the export PDF. Oh, save as is not defined. Okay, let's check. Saves as a PDF document and analyze of JSPDF output. Okay, I have to give .pdf. Okay, then I'll save and now I'll check. Okay, now let's see.
I think in the first place you have to give save actually.
Sorry, what?
In the first, the save is in the first, there is two option, right? The first option you have to give save. Maybe.
No, I don't think so. Because it's local host says. Okay, let's see whether the instance for that has been created or not. I'll check that one. Okay, I can see I'm able to access all the methods. Let's see. I'll call the doc. See, the save method is there. Let's say if I'm not giving anything, still it is not working. Save as is not defined. Reference error. Save as is not defined. Or maybe our libraries. Let's check in the GitHub. It is the issue with the file that we are using. Okay, let's try to use this one. I think there is an issue with the document, the API file I'm using. Let's check for any other file. Yeah. Let me open this site. Once I'm able to get the we need a jspdf.min.js. I'll cross check inside this folder whether we have such file or not. Test. What is happening? Okay, I'll check in the JSPDF that file. If something is not working well, then make sure that whatever the file uh, a good one or correct one. Oh, okay, I'll check here. Now guys, please check the jspdf min.js file. Okay, we need that file. It has, don't want this file. I am also checking. You can also check, guys, whether you're able to get the jspdf.min.js file. We need that jspdf.min.js file. Okay, this file we need it. Okay. Okay, so I'll check here. JSPDF. Yes, this is the file we needed. Okay, I'll copy in documents. I'll paste it here. .js. So what I will do, I will delete that file. Okay, and instead of that, I'll import the new file. Okay, so I've imported this file. So now I have to make the changes in manifest also. Instead of JSPDF, I have to write .min.js. Okay, so now I will run once again. See, I'm able to download the file now, the PDF file. Okay, are you getting it, guys? Hello?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, this is how you generally, if you want to include the third-party library, that you can easily do. Include that file, and after that, in the manifest.json, add the path of that resource, so that once you add the path in the resource, so this file would be applicable. It would be available throughout the application. That's why I'm adding it in the manifest.json. Okay. So once that is done, so in the controller, initialize the JSPDF by creating the instance by using the new keyword, and after that you can call whichever the methods you want to on the JSPDF. Okay. Okay, so is this fine? Okay, so any other questions, guys? You want to ask any topic that you are not able to understand? You want me to explain it once again? Any topic? Any questions? Any queries? If no, then we can close this call. Otherwise, if you have any questions, we can discuss it here. We can discuss it now.
Not now, but you will be able to have a call, right?
Oh, sorry.
So I'm saying right now we have any question, but in coming days, if you are practicing and studying somewhere, you'll be there, right?
Sorry, Mahesh, your voice is not clear, so I cannot.
Currently, we don't have any question, but in the coming days, when you practice, you will stuck somewhere, so you will be there for this, right?
Yes. Yeah, sure. I would be there. Means I would be available for you guys. Don't worry on that. Okay, I can help you on that.
Thank you.
Yes. So any other question, guys? Okay, so guys, I really enjoyed talking with you. So before that, I'll stop.